We have a great guest in studio here to learn a little bit about Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Southwest Washington. It's Peter McNamara. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Peter.
Doing well. Peter is the site-based program director, and we're going to talk a little bit about Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Southwest Washington online at swwabigs.org. We'll put the link in the show notes as well on Facebook, facebook.com/swwabigs. So tell us a little bit about Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and I know a new push is coming into the Mason County area with some new partnerships on the horizon. And where do we begin with the great program of Big Brothers and Big Sisters?
Absolutely, thank you. Big Brothers, Big Sisters, we're an organization that seeks to find one-on-one mentoring relationships for children dealing with a wide array of adversity in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
We're an organization that really emphasizes child safety as the first and foremost, but we all know in our own lives how critical it's been having mentors and role models really kind of push us and help us be comfortable in our own skin.
It is important. It really is.
What are the breakdowns? Southwest Washington is considered from Thurston County east and west, or southwest Washington, you know what I'm saying? What are the counties that are represented for the Big Brothers, Big Sisters?
Certainly. We're based out of Olympia, so Thurston County. We also serve Lewis. We have a robust program in Pacific County. And then now we're making, as part of our strategic plan, really implementing programs in both Mason and Grays Harbor in the future.
Oh, good.
What are some of the needs that you're looking for, and how can folks in our community from high school up get involved in this?
Certainly. We really emphasize be who you needed when you were younger, I think is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
One program that we're really trying to push to start as we get started here in Mason County and in the Shelton School District is something we call Bigs in Schools. Again, site-based, school-based program director. We really focus on empowering high school students. And it's not always the athlete. It's not always the person involved in every single thing, right? Sometimes it's the child who is quiet. That really knows what that was like in elementary and middle school. So we're empowering high school students to be the bigs and then partnering with the local elementary and middle schools to meet once a week. It depends on what works for that elementary school or that middle school. Is it during their lunch period? Is it at the end of the day when the high school student might have some free time? Is there an after-school program where they can meet in a safe, secure place at the school? We're able to provide activities that might look like board games. It might be arts and crafts. We're hopefully here soon implementing a STEAM curriculum, so science, technology, engineering, art, math, that's really accessible to the elementary school student and gives it a little bit more structure, gives a little bit more academic achievement to it. But again, for us, it's showing up. Making a big difference and showing up is a big deal.
What would be the time commitment for somebody looking to get involved with this?
So for our Bigs in Schools, for our high school students, we're looking for at least the school year. Ideally, we find the perfect match, and they want to be matched for a much longer time. Again, we know what those relationships in our own lives and how much longer they go, how much more meaningful they are for us. For that standard Bigs in Community, which we're also hoping to implement here soon, they meet 2 to 4 times a month doing activities, ideally free or reduced cost in the community. We look for at least a year commitment. But again, we know the longer the relationship can last, the stronger that bond is, the more impactful it is for a student.
Right.
When it comes to the one-on-one interactions, it's boys and girls. Is that right? There's a guy who's going to look at be the big brother to a little brother.
Correct.
It's not going to be a big sister to a little brother. That's not how that works, or does it?
We have a little bit of a difference in that with Bigs in Schools. For the younger boys, we are able to cross gender with a female, but for the most part, we are trying to do a big brother with a little brother, with a big sister with a little sister. But for us, we as an organization are really trying to make a big push for more male volunteers. We love and appreciate and know how incredible these big sisters are for us. But even as a national statistic, we have probably about 66 little brothers on wait lists, but only about 36 big brothers volunteering. So how do we find those impactful and male volunteers that want to be strong role models for our students?
a high school high school male or an adult male listening right now, they want to maybe start this process to get in the roles and potentially be matched with someone, how long is it and what do you look at?
Certainly. Again, child safety is our number one. So that process starts with an application, which again, on our website, certainly happy to pass along my information and our community-based program manager's information. So there's an application, both for bigs and littles. So the littles parent would sign off consenting to being a part of this program. We do an interview so that we can really get to make sure that, one, there are no red flags for us,
Right.
as well as really getting a good idea of what the profile of that big is. What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? Who are they going to match best with for a long enduring match? We do several background checks. We do references between the employer, or if it's a high school student, their teacher and parent. If it's a big in community and adult, we ask their employer, we ask their spouse. After that, we actually build an assessment to say, who do we think they're going to pair best with? We're not here just to make a match. We really want to make sure we're making a strong difference for these littles. So they'll kind of go through that whole process. It's tough to say the exact length because we're not going to rush through, again, just because
Sure.
you're volunteering. You know, for
Right.
our program is something that we consider ourselves as the gold standard of one-on-one mentoring. We're going to make sure we're taking our time and doing the right vetting so that, again, the child is safe and the child is well matched, and that impact that we're going to make on them goes the distance, right? That their future is going to be brighter, that they're going to have a better outlook on life.
Now, what if a big wants to volunteer and has a child, maybe the same age as a small? Is that okay? I mean, like, you know, like my son and I want to be a big brother to, you know, one
Absolutely.
of the, okay.
We emphasize that one-on-one
Right.
relationship as much as possible, but who's to say if they're the same age that they don't
Right.
become friends, and that
Exactly,
becomes
yeah.
a role model in their own way as a peer
Right.
to really help them in their lives.
Oh, okay, that's good.
When it comes
So
to
dads out there can be
Yeah.
bigs
think
too,
think
you know.
think about it.
Yeah.
When it comes to the littles and their background, are there any not flags, but are there any parts of a little's background that would escalate them to find a match quicker if possible, or are there any restrictions of well, you're not going to be eligible because of blank?
To some degree, right? At the end of the day, we're not a tutoring service. We're not therapists in any kind of way. We're mentors.
Okay.
We're here to show up. So I'm not going to say specifically that X, Y, and Z or A, B, C really disqualifies you. We certainly have people that try, and littles who just want to have fun, which is great, and we certainly want to help provide them mentors as well. But it's when you talk about the PBIS or positive behavior intervention strategies, they talk about like tier 2, right? It's those dealing with some form of adversity, whether it's a single parent home, whether it's just struggling with academics or struggling with social skills. So really, I would say that would be the demographic or profile
Sure.
of the little that we're focusing on, at least.
Okay.
We're talking with Peter McNamara from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southwest Washington, online at swwabigs.org. And contact information for you after we put the information for the websites up for some folks listening, maybe want to get involved.
Absolutely. We can be reached at the office at 360-943-0409. Certainly ask for Peter, but we have plenty of team members who do an incredible job, right? Our AmeriCorps volunteers are the ones who implement our programming in our counties. They're doing an incredible job and are certainly learning the ropes of what our program looks like, and are happy to help in any way that they can. I can also be reached at Peter, P-E-T-E-R, at Southwest Washington Bigs, swwabigs.org. Would be the best way to reach out.
Kind of interesting notes on the website. Impact after a year in the program, 94% of littles are confident that they'll finish high school. 69% of littles felt socially accepted by their peers. 99% of littles avoided risky behaviors.
Oh.
and 88% reported doing well in their school grades.
My son went to a Boys and Girls Club in California, so it's a very great program.
These are great things to do.
So
Get
all you
involved
men
with.
out there, please volunteer.
Yeah,
you
enroll.
know.
People in general, right?
Well,
It's
yeah.
a new program, so we want to cast a wide net.
One more thing on this. So, after a match has been made, how much further conversations are there to make sure things are working out well?
Certainly. Again, that child safety is number one. So on a monthly basis, we're doing what we call match support with both the big and the little, checking in to see how school is going. How's the match going? Are you enjoying the activities that we're doing? We also keep in contact with the parent, right? The parent first has to sign off. You know, if they're under 18 for a high school student or elementary, the parent has to give consent. So we certainly want to make sure we're in communication with them every few months to say, this is how it's going. Is there anything that you see that they're struggling with? Are they talking about their big? So for us to be successful, it's that open communication between all three parties and making sure that communication is coming back to us, right? Again, our organization is not necessarily for everyone. We want to accept everyone, but if there's not that communication between all parties, we just know we can't be successful.
Right.
Peter McNamara
Very
from
cool.
Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southwest Washington. Nice meeting you.
I have
You
one
want
more thing
thing?
if I can. Yes. So,
Please.
I moved out here from Nashville, Tennessee. I served with the AmeriCorps here in Pacific County the last 2 years, really helping grow the program. And I'd like to give a shout out that today is my mom's birthday.
Oh, great.
And we grew up going to school, listening to NPR. So on her birthday, I think it's serendipitous
That you're up talking.
I'm on the radio.
Nice.
So,
I
Mom,
like
can't wait
that.
to see you and
Happy
the family
birthday, Mom.
at Christmas, and happy birthday back
Oh,
home.
I love it.
Aw, that's sweet. I
Peter,
hope
thank
she's
you so
listening right
much.
now.
Thank you, guys.